Hello everyone, this is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today our guest is Chris Price, who will fight on Cage Warriors 198, November 22nd. Hello Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for taking the invitation. And in around a week, you will fight your another fight in Cage Warriors, and actually it will be another fight against a more experienced fighter. So if you can tell me, did you have a chance to study his style?
Yeah, yeah, I've studied the guy quite a bit. He likes to bang. He throws down, very scrambly, and like you're saying, he's had a lot of pro fights. He's quite experienced, but I think overall experience, so like we're talking amateur fights and pro fights, I think I am a bit more experienced than him. But in pro fights, he's definitely more experienced than me, I would say. But overall, I think I'm a lot more experienced.
Yes, and actually in UK scene, all over the Europe, but of course UK is very good example that we sometimes have 1-0 guy who got 25 amateur bouts.
Yeah, I had a very big amateur record. I had a 10-4 amateur record. All my wins were first round submissions.
And because of your style, I think that it's safe to say that you will be hunting for another finish, especially submission, right? Because you are
No,
kind of.
whatever I fucking can get, mate. I'm gonna look to knock him out. I'm gonna look to submit him. I'm gonna look to ground and pound him. If I cut him open with some elbows, there might be a doctor's stoppage. Literally anything. I'm not going into this fight and thinking I'm the grappler. I'm gonna take the striker down. I'm going into this fight. I'm the MMA fighter. I'm the guy that's going to get to the UFC. I'm going to win however I want to win.
And watching your fights, I think that your striking really developed for last few years. So you are not just a fighter who need to take opponent on the ground, but definitely you can stand and exchange punches.
And I can finish people on the feet as well. I definitely can. And I might show that in this fight.
And also, when I watched your fights and checked your record, you have, especially as the amateur, but of course also as the pro, you have a lot of arm bars or kimuras on your record, and I think that it's right now it's rear naked choke is the king of submission, and in the other positions are guillotine, arm triangle, and you have a really good amount of arm bars.
I like collecting limbs. I like ripping shoulders and tearing elbow sockets, elbow joints even. Yeah, I'll just take a limb. I'll rip it off. If I get his neck, I'm gonna squeeze it.
So you definitely are not discriminating any position.
Nope. Any limb. If I get his leg, it's coming off. If I get his arm, it's coming off. And if I get his neck, he's going to sleep.
And actually, on this card and on, I think that Cage Warriors 197, there are a lot of people from your gym that they have fights scheduled. And if you can tell me how great is to have few fighters fighting almost in the same time.
Well, it's fantastic. And it's not just some fighters on Cage Warriors that we've got on. We've got a few people on the Friday, and we've got people on the Saturday, like myself. But we've also got people fighting in the UFC. We've got Shem and Luke fighting in Qatar that night as well. So there's quite a lot of us that have been in camp. So we've been going through all the grind together, so to speak. We've been going through all the hard rounds together. We've been going through the depths of hell, as you can imagine, in the fight camp. And it's a really good thing to experience all of it with your teammates, because you're not doing it alone. Um, Especially doing it alongside people like Luke and Shem, who are basically in the position that I'm going to be in the next few years, the position that is one of my dreams that I've set. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And actually, you are right now on the three fights winning streak, and I think that maybe next year there can be a chance for you to fight for the Cage Warriors title, because definitely you have this fun friendly style. You are going for the finish. Of course, the winning streak is there. So I think that there is quite a big chance that with maybe one, maybe two wins, you will fight for the title.
Yeah, I'm up for anything, to be honest. Like, if I win a few more fights, contender series could be an option. If I win a few more fights, the Ultimate Fighter could be an option. And of course, a straight signing. But yeah, the Cage Warriors belt, that is another thing that I've got my eyes on. And mate, I just want to fight. At the end of the day, I just want to get in there and fight people and just keep moving closer to the UFC. Get signed to the UFC and then start working my way up there.
And if you can tell me, because of course you are like a really, really good grappler, but did your overall combat sport experience, like journey, started with any kind of grappling skills? So maybe BJJ, maybe like no-gi grappling?
Started off with some traditional martial arts and some judo when I was a kid. And there was a jiu-jitsu guy at the judo club who was a pretty high-level purple belt. He did a lot of like championships and that. He showed me some bits, and that's when I got introduced to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And from there, I started doing a lot of studying on it and stuff. And I found an MMA gym, and my style just ended up being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if that makes sense. Like my game when I first started was very heavy on back takes, very heavy on attacking from full guard, very, very submission based game when I first started. And obviously over the years, my wrestling's improved a ton and my striking, as you've seen in a lot of my fights, my striking and my ground and pounds evolved quite a lot as well. But I would say that, yeah, I'd say my original base is probably Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if you were going to pick something.
And when did you get to next gen?
I've been training at Next Gen on and off since 2018. So I was training at other gyms full time and making trips to go down and do bits of sparring with them, like every now and again. But then in 2023, I decided to make the move full time there, which I think is the best decision I've ever made in my entire career. It's the place to be. I think it's the best gym in the country, if not going to be probably the world in the next few years. And I feel like Paddy Pimblett's going to prove that when eventually, once that Spanish sausage signs that contract, I think he will defeat Ilia Topuria. He'll be our first world champion out of Next Gen, and I think that will prove that our gym is probably one of the best gyms in the world.
And actually, I think that in lightweight division right now is the fight to make, because of course, like Paddy have a lot of wins, but I think that also this kind of grudge match, that there are a lot of emotions in this fight. I think that it will like sell well. So right now in lightweight division, I think that it should be probably a #1 fight.
Yeah, we need a fight like that in the UFC. We haven't had a fight like that in a long time. The last time we had two guys hate each other that much was probably Conor and Khabib, and that was incredible. But I feel like this fight will be a lot better just because they're both on the up, if that makes sense. I feel like Conor was on a down phase when he fought Khabib, if that makes sense. A lot of people would agree with that. So we had Khabib at his best, and we probably had Conor not at his best. Whereas in this one, I feel like Paddy fighting Ilia, they're both on the up. Ilia's, at the minute, in a lot of people's eyes, including my own, I think Ilia's the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now. But I do believe Paddy will beat him. I believe that his style is very bad for Ilia. He has a striking style that's very awkward. He's very off rhythm, and the grappling, he'll have a lot of advantages there. And on top of all that, the size difference is insane.
Yes, and I would agree.
So, yeah.
Yes, right now that this is a fight to make. And also when I like dig deeper a little bit into your record, I saw that of course you were like a super experienced amateur with really good results, but as your pro debut was against a guy who have a lot of losses, and actually you beat him also in the amateur fight. So when you made your pro debut and you know who your opponent is, did you have this kind of mindset that you need to destroy him quickly, or did you have maybe some doubts that maybe if you will not be able to do it quickly, there would be like not a good press, let's say?
Okay, so I'm just gonna come out there and say I know which fight you're talking about. You're talking about the Reece Street fight. Um, I was supposed to for my pro debut and for that amateur fight that I did against him. I had somebody else on the week that I was supposed to fight. Reece stepped in last minute for both fights. The amateur fight, I was supposed to fight a guy called Elliot Powell, and there was a lot of build up for that fight. Actually, I'm really gutted that didn't happen. And he got knocked out either the week of the fight or the week before in training. Don't know how the hell he managed that. So I ended up being told off the promoter, well, we've got this guy. If you don't fight this guy, you ain't going to fight. You ain't going to get your money, etc. So I was like, right, sound, I'll do it. And then at pro, similar sort of thing. I accepted a fight with a Welsh fighter who had a 2-1 pro record. And basically, there was a bit of a fuck up with the promoter not giving the guy notice, and the guy couldn't make weight. So it got to 2 weeks before, obviously a pro debut, you're going to struggle matching him. He just thought, right, we'll put you a Reece Street. And I'm not going to lie, both times I fought Reece Street, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, go in there, get the job done. And, don't be that guy to lose against a guy who's just stepped in there last minute. No, I didn't. Honestly, when I look back at them kind of fights, I'm not very proud of them because they're not really fights. You know what I mean? They're not really, it's just get a win on your record, move on type thing. No disrespect to Reece Street, he's just doing a job. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Yes, but definitely right now you are fighting not only in the like best regional promotion, but also definitely the level of the fighters is higher, and probably in your next fight this will be like another like big matchup maybe with like prospect. And this fight actually can give you like a title shot. So definitely your career is going into a good direction.
Yeah, I'd agree. I agree with that.
And about like overall UFC, let's say, do you have one fighter, but not from your gym, that you are really looking forward to watch his fights?
What? Sorry, who?
Do you have a fighter from the UFC, but not from your gym, that you are a really big fan of?
Oh, right, someone that's not from my gym that I'm a fan of. Bloody hell, it's quite a few to be honest. Top of my head. Hmm. I like Tom Aspinall. Just anybody from the UK, to be honest. I'm all about supporting our own, if that makes sense. Anybody that's from the UK and they're doing well, I support them like fully. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't get enough of that out of this country, which is really bad. Like there's a lot of jealousy from people, and there's a lot of hate towards people that do well. I'm not about that. I'm all about the love seeing people from where we come from doing very well. Like I look at that as inspirational. So yeah, I'll say Tom Aspinall. I'm excited to watch him fight again and right the wrongs in his last fight.
Yes, and actually, I think that his rematch against Cyril would be really a really good one, and of course that there was some bad luck, or we can call it, and definitely Tom like before proved how good he is, and definitely there is. There would be like really good to see him against John Jones, but probably this fight will not happen in the like end of the day.
No, I don't think that fight will happen. It's unfortunate, but I think it won't happen because John will get knocked out in 2 minutes, I reckon. That's my view on it. I mean, why else wouldn't he fight him for 30 million?
Yes, definitely. Like it should be amount of money that everybody would be interested.
Yeah, definitely.
And outside of fight game, what do you like to do when you have a little bit free time?
Oh, me? Let's see. I like playing video games. Not a massive gamer, but it's just like an escape from reality. A lot of people know this. I'm a bit of a party animal. I do like to drink and go out. I've not been able to do that. obviously, the last few weeks because I'm in fight camp. But soon as I get that win, I'm not gonna lie, right? As soon as I win, I'm jumping out the cage, I'm sprinting to the bar. Like, I couldn't give a two shits about getting my hand raised. I'm getting a bevy right after it. As soon as it's over.
So after like all of your fights, you like to just go and have a fun, let's say.
Yeah, I like eating, so I love pizza. Pizza's amazing. Chinese food and yeah, just beer, just beer and just alcohol. I just love drinking. That's something that eventually I'm gonna have to get out of my life, though. I do realise that. But God, you only live once, don't you? So you just gotta have fun, man. You just gotta have fucking fun.
Okay, Chris. So many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that you will finish another opponent and you will have a really good party after the fight.
Oh, I will, mate. I will. I'll get the finish and I'm gonna celebrate in style.